Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around this beautiful world of ours, or at least we're trying to make it a better place. If you are that person, keep going. We need it. We need it. Well, today I wanted to talk to you about my new mission, an aha moment that I had, which I thought I'd share because often we think that we've discovered our purpose to why we do what we do. For our future, right? And I hear it often. My why is to make extra money, to help out with my family. My why is my children, and all very valid reasons. Of course, of course, of course. But as you evolve in your life, as you evolve in your business, if you're that type of person who is open minded and ready to grow and to evolve into the best version of yourself, you come to realize that things shift. They don't necessarily always stay the way they're supposed to stay or the way you thought they were going to go. So, first of all, embrace that. Of course, sometimes we don't realize what's happening and we're like, why am I feeling this way? What is happening? So embrace that change. And I would even invite you to like write it down because it's really interesting to see where where you came from and where you're going. So I had this aha moment, right? Because creating my online business was one extra income. Not gonna lie, that's what I wanted it for. But I also love the idea of having something for myself. I always have. Uh, and I just put out a couple of podcasts that talks about fear. And I find it, if you take a peek at them, right, they're like less than they're like 5 minutes long to listen to it because I didn't even realize that I wasn't afraid to fail. I was afraid of success. And I didn't realize that until very recently because the success meant that if I was successful in my business, then it meant that I had to retire from flying. And at the time, I was not ready to retire from flying. Did that play a huge role subconsciously to sabotage what I had and stop doing what I had? Maybe, you know what? I can't even answer that right now. But I do think today that it might be a huge part of it or a part of it. So going back to missions and growth and evolving, if you've been following me, thank you so much. If you don't know this piece of me, I love to paint. I have a few paintings here, a little blurred out right now, of course, but I love to paint. I took a pottery class for like a full year, and schedule just didn't allow me to continue. Otherwise, I would have. Hence, why I want to retire early because there's all these wonderful things I want to do, and I just took up a couple weeks ago crocheting because I love that creative side of myself that I get to explore and use. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, okay, this online business I absolutely love because it allows me to create that income stream, but it allows me to not be so busy with the actual business because a lot of the tech part often we are discouraged by it because it is very time consuming. And that is from last year to this year why I decided I'm just going to jump back into the online business that I had because it never actually left. It was just very stagnant, but trying different ways of creating my own thing. The time that I had to put in was just too much for myself. Like I didn't want to deal with the back end of things. So hence reviving my online business. And that being said, it allows me to have more time and to really focus. Like my mission, my vision, my purpose, my why to continue and push forward has become so clear and strong to because I don't have that fear anymore to leave flying. And I so want to go that my vision is clear now to wanting not just the extra income, but to create a very strong community. And with that community, I've been looking at buying little hobby farms because of the space that I would want to have a studio space, but not just for myself, again, to invite artists to come together, whether it's painting, crochet, knitting, pottery, whatever, right? Like, there's so many things out there to come together, like a book club, right? You come together, you sit down, you chat, and you create. And, that's just an idea that's top of my head. I'm not there just yet, but I was like, oh, this would be an amazing thing to do. And then to create that space to have like exhibits, and co-ops or whatever, it's just so fabulous to feel it, to wanting to create it, and to go do what I have to do to be able to make it happen. Okay. And making it happen doesn't mean that I'm going to start painting extra to try to sell my paintings. No, sometimes you have to do something that's completely different out of your realm to bring in that financial piece to be able to go do that mission or vision that you have, right? So whether it's retirement, leaving your job, creating a studio space, whatever, creating retreats, sometimes we just need that extra income from somewhere else. I mean, if you look at so many of different CEOs or billionaires out there, like Tony Robbins, I think he has something like 16 companies. Like, you don't just have one income stream coming in to be able to push forward your dreams. No, sometimes you need more than one, but you have to start somewhere. So yeah, it was just awesome to have that aha moment, because having that aha moment and having that feeling inside of me to really push forward is so strong that it just, helps me to just not give up on what I'm currently doing to get me there. And retirement from flying isn't, like a sad moment. No, I'm just stepping into the second chapter of my life. And for a long time, when I was fearful of it, I was like, oh, but I love to travel and I love to go everywhere. And well, when you're making the money, I'm just going to buy a plane ticket to go, because I'm already doing that anyways when I want to travel. And I'm just going to continue in that direction, because I don't want to have this big corporation dictating how my future will be. And right now, they're definitely, dictating my future if I were to just stay with them. And there's no way I'm giving my extra time to them. So, but that's me. That's just me. And I don't have to either. So that's great. Some do, and that's okay. I totally get it. Anyways, I went a little off topic about my new mission, but I was just so passionate about it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I would love to know from you, what is your vision? What is your vision, your why? How has it grown? How has it evolved as you evolved as a person, as a business owner, as a human being? So I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay vibrant. And if you want to listen to those podcasts that I mentioned, you could go to Spotify to the Stay Vibrant podcast show. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone.